Okay, think about those moments, those light bulb ideas that really change things, how we work, how we live. Ever wonder what actually happens next? How they go from just a thought to, something real? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We're exploring patents and patent licenses.
hmm The nuts and bolts of protecting and sharing innovation. And we're looking at this based on a really insightful article you shared from Cognitive Market Research.
Yeah.
It came out September 2024. Understanding IP patents and patent licenses. Key to consumer choice and market dynamics. That's the one.
Exactly that one. And our mission here is pretty simple. Let's unpack what these things, patents, licenses really are. What's their point? How does it all work? Why does it matter for, well, everyone, for the market? But importantly, without getting totally lost in the legal jargon.
Right. Keep it clear, keep it focused.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. What is a patent,
Yeah.
fundamentally?
Well, imagine you invent something totally new.
Uh,
Let's say a coffee cup that never spills, no matter what. A patent is like the official ownership document for that idea. It's legal protection granted by the government. It gives you, the inventor, the exclusive right to it for a set time. Typically, that's 20 years from when you first filed the paperwork.
Exclusive right. So only you can make it, use it, sell it.
Precisely.
Right.
And crucially, you also control who else gets to, maybe through a license. We'll get to that.
Okay, 20 years of exclusivity. That sounds like, well, a pretty big reason to bother inventing something in the first place.
It absolutely is.
No.
It's a huge incentive. Knowing you have that protected window lets you invest the time, the money, the effort, without worrying that someone else will just copy it tomorrow and undercut you.
Right.
It rewards the innovator, sure, but it also really fuels competition in the long run.
Mm.
Pushes everyone to come up with the next big thing.
Okay, so patents give you control, exclusivity. But you mentioned licenses, and the article talks a lot about patent licenses. How do they fit in? They sound kind of opposite to exclusivity.
Yeah, it seems that way at first, but they actually work together. Think of a license as the patent holder choosing to share their invention. They grant permission to license to someone else, maybe to manufacture their spill-proof cup or sell it in a different country or use the core technology in another product,
Ah, okay, so they let someone else use the idea.
usually in return for payment. That could be upfront fees or ongoing payments called royalties, often based on sales.
Got it. So the inventor still benefits financially, potentially reaching markets they couldn't alone. What about the company getting the license? Why take a license instead of inventing their own thing?
Good question. For the licensee, it's often about speed and efficiency
Hmm.
and risk reduction. They get immediate access to proven, innovative technology. They don't have to spend years and potentially millions on R&D trying to replicate it, maybe failing.
So it helps them compete faster.
Exactly. It accelerates their own product development, improves their offerings. It's a really vital way technology gets transferred and spreads, making innovation happen quicker across the board.
Now, this is where some numbers from the article really caught my eye. It mentioned a big jump in U.S. patent applications, nearly 25% between 2021, 22, and 2022, 23.
Yeah, from about 66,000 to over 80,000. That's significant.
And not just applications, but actual granted patents were up too, by over 13% in the same period. What does that tell us? Is everyone suddenly more inventive?
Maybe. But it likely points to a few things. Definitely suggests a growing awareness of IP value. Businesses are realizing they need to protect their ideas. It could also mean specific sectors are just booming with innovation right now. Think AI, biotech.
True.
And, maybe government policies are encouraging it, or the patent office is getting more efficient. Or maybe the applications themselves are just better quality.
So a strong signal that innovation is really humming.
Definitely a high priority.
Okay, let's walk through it. Say someone listening has that brilliant spill-proof cup idea. What's the actual process? Getting the patent, maybe licensing it.
Right. It's a multi-step journey.
Mm.
And the first step, something the article really stresses, is crucial. The patent search. You absolutely have to do your homework. Make sure your idea is genuinely new, novel, they call it. And also non-obvious.
Non-obvious, meaning?
Meaning it wouldn't just be a simple, logical next step for someone already skilled in that area. It needs a real inventive leap.
Okay, so check. It's truly new first. Makes sense. Avoids wasting time and money. What's next?
Then comes the heavy lifting, preparing the patent application. This is a detailed document. You have to describe your invention thoroughly, how it works, what makes it unique. Often includes drawings, diagrams, and you define the specific claims, exactly what legal protection you're seeking. Then you file it with a patent office, like the USPTO in the U.S.
And then you wait.
Pretty much. The patent office assigns an examiner who reviews everything. They check if it meets all the legal hurdles, novelty, non-obviousness, usefulness. They might come back with questions or objections. There can be some back-and-forth communication.
Okay. And assuming it all checks out.
If they agree it meets the standard, boom, they issue the patent. You officially have those exclusive rights we talked about.
Great. And then the licensing part, if you want to go that route.
Right. If licensing is your goal, that's the next phase.
Yeah.
You'd identify potential companies who could benefit from your tech. Then it's negotiation time, hammering out the terms of the license agreement.
Like what?
Things like exactly how can they use it, what products, where geographically, for how long, and of course the money, the royalties or fees.
So getting the patent is one thing, but using it strategically through licensing, that seems like a powerful business tool.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
not just about defense, it's offense too, monetizing your IP.
Huh.
The obvious benefit is the revenue stream from royalties, pure income from your idea. But strategically, it lets you make money from your invention without building a whole factory or global sales team yourself.
Which is huge for, say, smaller companies or individual inventors.
Exactly. If you lack the resources or maybe the desire to commercialize directly, licensing is a fantastic alternative. Let someone else run with it while you collect the checks.
Are there other strategic angles beyond just the money or avoiding manufacturing hassle?
Definitely. Licensing can be a way to build strategic alliances. Partnering with a company that has strong distribution in a market you can't reach, licensing lets you tap into that.
Expands your reach through others.
Yes. Market expansion.
Yeah.
It can even lead to joint development, where you collaborate with a licensee to improve the tech further. Plus, having a portfolio of patents, especially licensed ones, just strengthens your whole competitive position. It gives you leverage in negotiations, maybe even helps shield you from infringement lawsuits. Well, if a competitor accuses you of infringing their patent, having your own strong patents might lead to a cross-licensing deal instead of a lawsuit. Basically, you let us use yours, we let you use ours. Saves everyone a lot of trouble.
Okay, this sounds incredibly useful, but surely there are limits. Downsides. What are the boundaries here?
That's a really critical point. Nothing lasts forever, especially patents.
No.
The big one is time, that 20-year term limit we mentioned. It starts from the filing date, not the grant date. After that, it's public domain. Anyone can use it freely.
So time's the big one. Anything else?
The scope of protection. It's only as good as the claims in your application. If your claims are written too narrowly.
Someone could design around it.
Exactly. Competitors might find ways to achieve a similar result without technically infringing your specific claims. And, very importantly, geography. A U.S. patent generally only protects you in the U.S. Want protection in Europe, Japan, China? You need to file and be granted patents there too. Each country is separate.
Wow, okay. That sounds like it could get complicated and expensive fast.
They can be.
And what about the licenses themselves? Any limitations there?
Oh, for sure. Licenses are contracts,
Yeah.
right? So their limits are whatever is written in the agreement. Scope, what exactly can the licensee do? Territory, where can they do it? Duration, how long does the license last? It's all negotiable, but it's defined.
And negotiating takes time.
It certainly can. Complex deals can take months, even years to finalize. That can delay getting the tech out there. And there's always the risk of the licensee not holding up their end. Maybe they don't report sales accurately, so the royalties are wrong. Or they use the tech outside the agreed scope.
Which could lead to disputes. Legal action.
Potentially, yes. Which means more cost and hassle for the patent holder. It's not risk-free.
It's really interesting to think how this plays out for different-sized companies. The article flags patents as especially vital for startups and SMEs, small and medium enterprises. Why them in particular?
Yeah, for smaller players, patents can be absolutely crucial for survival and growth, their biggest power, creating a competitive edge. Imagine a startup entering a market dominated by huge corporations. Having a patent on their core innovation gives them something unique, something the big guys can't just copy immediately. It lets them differentiate.
Carves out a niche for them.
Precisely. Helps to track those first crucial customers.
Yeah.
Builds their identity.
Beyond just standing out, what else do patents do for startups and SMEs?
They massively boost credibility, especially with investors.
Ah, the money people.
Exactly. A patent signals serious innovation. It shows investors there's a tangible, protected asset with real growth potential. It just makes them feel more confident about putting their money in.
So it helps secure funding.
Definitely. And patents themselves are assets. They show up on the balance sheet, increase the company's overall valuation. That's vital for future funding rounds or if they're thinking about being acquired someday.
And the licensing angle we talked about.
Especially key for SMEs. It lets them generate revenue and expand their reach through partners without needing massive upfront investment in, say, factories or global sales teams, which, most startups just don't have. It leverages their core asset, the idea.
Now, shifting gears slightly, the article connects IP patents and licenses with market research, secondary market research specifically. How do those two work together?
It's all about context. Secondary research, looking at existing studies, reports, databases, gives you the bigger picture. It helps you understand the trends in your market, what technologies are hot, who are the major players, what are their patent strategies looking like.
So it helps you see where your invention fits in, or where the opportunities are.
Exactly. It aligns your patent strategy with what the market actually needs or where it's heading. Avoids inventing in a vacuum.
What else can you get from that kind of research?
Historical perspective is valuable. Looking at past patent filings, licensing deals, even litigation trends in your sector, that tells you how things have evolved. It informs your future decisions. What licensing terms are typical? What are the common pitfalls?
Learning from the past.
And learning from competitors. Analyzing their patent portfolios and licensing activities can give you great insights. What are they protecting? How are they monetizing? Where are the gaps you could exploit?
So it informs strategy, risk assessment.
And financial decisions, too. Research can help quantify the economic impact. Market size data, revenue reports related to similar technologies. It helps businesses make smarter calls on how much to invest in IP and how to get the best return.
Good point. It's not just legal, it's deeply economic. Before we wrap up, it's worth noting the person behind the article, Kalyani Rajay. The piece mentioned her background.
Yes, it did. Over 10 years in market research, across a real mix of industries, consumer goods, IT, automotive, quite broad experience. The article highlighted her commitment to staying current, attending conferences, getting certifications. It adds, a layer of credibility. Shows the analysis is grounded in solid experience and ongoing learning.
Right, helps to know the expertise behind the insights. Okay, so let's try and boil this down. If you had to give the main takeaways from our deep dive today, what would they be?
I'd say number one, patents are fundamental. They're the essential shield for innovation, giving creators that crucial breathing room and incentive. They really shape market dynamics. And number two, licenses are the key to unlocking broader value. They let those innovations spread, generate revenue, build partnerships, without the inventor having to do everything themselves.
And this applies across the board, but especially for smaller players.
Absolutely. For startups and SMEs, patents aren't just nice to have, they can be make or break. For differentiation, for funding, for strategic growth, it's a powerful toolkit.
A powerful toolkit indeed. Okay, here's something to leave you, our listener, thinking about. We've talked about innovation speeding up, patent filings increasing. So looking ahead, how do you think this constant interplay between protecting ideas with IP and the forces of market competition might change things? How might it reshape consumer choices or the competitive landscape in different industries in the coming years? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yes, thank you. Until next time.